What sort of person would turn his back on his parents and his homeland, be prepared to leave one of his sons out in the burning desert and sacrifice the other one? A monster or a holy man? Abraham was called to do all these things, and he was holy, called the friend of God. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 8. But nobody in their right mind would use these stories as proof that a Christian should neglect his parents or do worse to his children, in the same way that Jesus never really meant that we were to remove our eye if it offended us, if we looked at the wrong material or whatever. Now, that's not to say that Abraham didn't actually do those things, because he did. But they were far off days, and he was a special man, and God was dealing differently in those days. There is something crucial that we need to learn from Abraham's example. He was different from those around him. He separated himself. He understood the world differently than others and persisted in living out his beliefs, however unnatural they made him appear to others. He loved his family as much as other people, probably more so, but he loved God best and trusted what God said. The things that are transpiring today are quite naturally causing alarm, anxiety and depression in many people. And for us to continue to have a cheerful heart, a spring in our step and a smile on our face can be to appear unnatural and uncaring. Like Abraham probably was misunderstood, but we understand the world differently. It's not that we don't feel for the people around us. We certainly do. Heaven forbid we should be uncaring. And we don't diminish the pain of people who are suffering. But we love God most of all, and we trust what he says. After all, the pain of this age, he will return to us in the bodily presence of his own royal Son. And in the midst of all the things that depress others, we can't help hearing his approaching footsteps. Why otherwise do we have an excitement in our hearts? Maybe we dealt with the issue of our appearing a little unnatural to the world a long time ago, and we're quite prepared to look and act differently at the risk of misunderstanding. But there is something more subtle. Sometimes I have an inner voice whispering to me that I shouldn't be blithe and light-hearted when the world is suffering. It's unnatural, even unchristian. I should share some of the burden of worry, at least be a little heavy-hearted. Well, I'm not, and I shouldn't be. Children should place their troubles into their father's lap, give him their full confidence, and be happy, be light-hearted. The great example of King David shows us how to give our hearts a good talking to tell them to cheer up, to stop moping, to be glad in God. And that is the best way that I can serve those around me. I'll certainly not help if I'm miserable or morose. Like Abraham, we are to be different. That's all there is to it.